I feel like I'm capable of beating anybody that the team puts in front of me. You know, money's very important, but legacy is also important as well. I feel like I can't retire without fighting Inoue, so I need to get that fight before I do retire and, of course, beat him and make the money and enjoy.
If we don't do it soon, we're probably going to miss the boat. I mean, you know, when we talked about the Inoue fight a year ago, Bam was at 115 pounds. He'd just come up from 112. You know, it looked like a bridge too far, you know, a step too far. Being at 118 and being one division away makes it much more realistic, but that was his first. You know, I know there's weight classes for a reason, but I don't think the step is too far for him at 122. But I do think it's a disadvantage for him against Naoya Inoue. I mean, it can only be when you're fighting a much bigger guy, and that's what he is. But Robert and Bam are going to have to weigh up.
He is in the upper echelon of all-time greats, and who's to say he's not still in his physical prime? And yet, when I look at Bam, I see a guy. Yeah, he might be able to do it. He's a little sharper boxer. Maybe he doesn't have quite the power. Maybe not even as explosive as Inoue, but I think he might have the sharp.
Anything besides the long limb thing that we talked about earlier, Max. At one time I wasn't sure if I could see him beating the monster, but now I do. And this fight right here, what he's going to do to Vargas, in my opinion, this won't be the measure of that, because I just don't see him having no problems with Vargas at all.
Wait, you got to go up another weight class to fight Inoue, and Inoue has been a consistent puncher. Even though at this weight class, Inoue has not been the puncher, he's been the lower weight classes. Bam is also a naturally smaller guy, so the power of Inoue, you would figure, would be something that Bam would feel if Inoue lands those big shots.
It's probably 50% of his capabilities is what you're seeing right now. And at 26 years of age, that is a frightening prospect. And that's why, when we talk about the Inoue fight, that's the gamble.
What happened in Arizona has completely flipped the sport on its head, leaving fans wondering if the most feared pound-for-pound king alive has finally met his match.
How do you think Bam will look moving up? I got to tell you, Mike, Bam to me is the real deal, a complete fighter. I'm a sucker for southpaws, but especially southpaws with speed and technique and punching power and the attitude that he wants to apply all those gifts and acquired skills to hurt the other guy. I think Bam is going to look great, as he always does. Cop, what are you thinking?
Yeah, Max, I mean, Bam is obviously an incredible fighter. It's hard to find any one single flaw with his game, right? He has the balance, he has the jab, he has the punching power, speed, and you have to remember, too, it's crazy to think, but he was a guy that nobody wanted to sign. He was fighting on top-rank undercards and PBC undercards. So he also has that chip on his shoulder, too, and I think it shows in every fight because he has a killer instinct. I think the only intrigue here is, does Bam carry that power to 118 in his debut? And I expect he will, and create more hype toward a hopeful showdown with the monster.
The air inside the Desert Diamond Arena was thick with tension when 26-year-old Jesse Bam Rodriguez stepped into the ring to challenge Antonio Vargas. Moving up to the 118 pounds bantamweight division is a massive risk for any fighter. But Bam looked like a man on a mission. By round 5, the power shift was undeniable. Rodriguez adjusted his footwork, found an impossible angle, and unleashed a savage delayed reaction left hook that sent Vargas crashing to the canvas. Vargas managed to beat the count, but his survival was short-lived. Just over a minute into the 6th round, Bam closed the distance and landed a blinding, lethal right-left combination that ended the night instantly, making him a 3-division world champion.
Yeah, everyone talk about your power, but you faced a bigger guy today, and you were touched a little bit, you know, compared to the last few fights. So did you feel his power?
I did. He had a bit more power than I expected, but you know, I was expecting that moving up to 118, a different weight class, more weight, bigger opponent. So I knew what I was going inside the ring, and I knew what to expect. So it was nothing out of the ordinary, but I did feel it.
Hey Bam, congrats. Again, another division, another belt. Great performance, man. I know we're all playing matchmaker, so I'll tap the brakes on that a little bit. There was a local legend in the building today, a little guy who essentially set the stage for you guys. Michael Carbajal was here, and I talked to him, and he told me how proud he was of you, How does that feel, man, with somebody who's got a silver medal and the legacy that he's had, to say that he's here to see you and how proud he is of you to do what you're doing, not just in the industry, but specifically here in Phoenix?
Yeah, I think it's badass. I mean, Carvajal, he's a legend, especially in the smaller weight classes. He has some great fights. So the fact that he came here just to see me means a lot to me, and I'm glad that I was able to put.
Yet, behind the highlight reel finish lies a dark truth that has boxing insiders deeply worried. In the opening rounds of the fight, Vargas exposed a massive vulnerability in Bam's defense. Using sharp timing and patience, Vargas repeatedly slipped through Rodriguez's guard, landing heavy, clean right hands that visibly rattled the young champion. Analysts immediately sounded the alarm after the final bell. Vargas is a highly skilled boxer, but he is fundamentally not known as a devastating power puncher. If a non-knockout artist could hurt Bam and stall his momentum so early in the fight, it raises a terrifying question about what happens when a true destroyer connects with that same chin.
What matters most to you? I mean, you know the money's going to be there, but I'm sure that there's a feeling that you want to win the fight. Did what happened tonight make you feel like my power will carry up and I can win that fight and secure my legacy?
I think so. I mean, I feel like I'm capable of beating anybody that the team puts in front of me. You know, money's very important, but legacy is also important as well. I feel like I can't retire without fighting Inoue, so I need to get that fight before I do retire and, of course, beat him and make the money.
The answer to that question might come sooner than anyone expects because Bam is already hunting the biggest names in the sport. Standing in the center of the ring with the cameras rolling, DAZN's Chris Mannix asked Rodriguez if he was truly ready to step into the ring with the undisputed super bantamweight king, now known as the Monster. Without a single hint of hesitation, Bam looked directly into the camera and issued a cold, brutal warning, stating he is ready for whoever, whenever. Moments later, his promoter, Eddie Hearn, escalated the hostility, boldly guaranteeing to the media that this mega fight is entirely inevitable. Hearn went as far as to promise the world that when the collision finally happens, Bam is the one walking out victorious, flatly declaring that the young star simply cannot be beaten.
Is he ready for Inoue? First 4 rounds, maybe not, but the way he set up his power and then landed that power in the 5th and 6th round, does that convince you that he is all in for this fight?
Yeah, I mean, look, when you say, first 4 rounds, I mean, I think he was getting into the fight. Vargas was fantastic. And I think, again, people don't talk about how good Antonio Vargas is. He was an Olympian, great fighter, world champion. But it was just a case of going through the gears. And these guys will talk about that in a minute. But as soon as they went through the gears, it was like watching Picasso. It was just pure art in there, pure ability and pure skill. And the big question was, will the power carry up to 118? I mean, that part of the question was well and truly answered tonight.
Eddie, Rafael Sanchez from Somos AC Sports. Last match in February, you say you love the crowd. Tonight, the crowd was fantastic. Can you predict maybe another fight before the end of the year?
Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, that would be 3 here for us in 2026. Obviously, Nunes, Navarrete, Bam against Vargas. But this is one of the first places that we inquire, in Phoenix, what availability it has, because it doesn't matter where the fighter's from. You guys know your boxing, and you've always come out for Bam, and we've seen the crowd continuously rise. Don't forget that he boxed here for his first world championship, and that was on a week's notice. And we probably had, 1,500, and it's gone from there up 3,000, 5,000, 7,000, over 10,000 tonight. It's like, it's been a perfect.
What makes this entire situation truly spine-chilling is the claim coming directly from Bam's own camp. Despite clearing out multiple divisions and dismantling world champions, Rodriguez insists that the public has seen less than 50% of his actual capabilities and skill inside the ring. He believes he is barely scratching the surface of his prime.
Robert knows his fighters. I'm like, Kev, we really don't need a light flyweight. We got Chocolatito at the time. We were working with Estrada, Rungvisar. These guys, it's just, and it was like, look, give him a shot. And I think the first one was Fresno, and he looked really good. And then it was just on. And then, to be honest with you, like the world title, he was co-main event on that card. And he stepped up 2 divisions on a week's notice to fight Quadras, to beat him, to become world champion. So I think since then, we've done an incredible job. But originally, you know, we were kind of, thank God, bullied into it by Robert Garcia because we believe in his eye and he knows talent. So when he tells you you've got a very, very special young fighter, we believed him, but they still took that fight. If they hadn't taken that fight at a week's notice and stepped up 2 divisions, I don't think we'd be here today. Certainly not as quickly. So it's little moments like that where you have to take the leap of faith that you believe in someone. And since then, I mean, you know, even when he beat Quadras, we knew he was special. I didn't know he was this special. And every time, and what he said at the press conference this week was just so true. It's probably 50% of his capabilities is what you're seeing right now. And at 26 years of age, that is a frightening prospect. And that's why, when we talk about the Inoue fight, that's the gamble. We're going to get better.
His trainer, the mastermind Robert Garcia, has already mapped out a highly calculated blueprint to back up these claims. The plan isn't to rush blindly into a slaughter. Instead, they are plotting one more definitive fight at bantamweight this coming October, designed specifically to let Bam's body fully acclimate to the heavier weight before they move up to 122 pounds to hunt down the Japanese monster.
It's like you're the guy that's going to make the decision on this. So what do you think now that the fight is over? Is he ready for 122?
Look, the thing is that it's I don't know why is there so much back and forth, you know. If I'm not mistaken, from what Eddie has mentioned, that sometime in late January or February the fight could happen. Well, then yes, that fight could happen that day. But why can't we get one before that? You know, that's as simple as that. We it's not like we don't want to fight Inoue. I think Bam is good enough to go out there and possibly beat Inoue, but one more fight would be the ideal thing for me to, you know, to get as a trainer. It's not like we're changing the date. We're not asking, you know, for 6 months later. The date doesn't change. I'm just asking for another fight against a solid 118 pounder sometime in September or October.
You like Medina in Saudi Arabia, right?
Look, Mexico versus the world. Medina's born in Mexico, so